just start with the recent news about the Lorange network? Because obviously you have been building this great organization and it looks like you made a very important deal just recently. Can you quickly explain the concept of the network and what happened?
Yeah. What happened is I started the Lorange network roughly 3.5 years ago. And, the idea was to try to have various webcasts discussing critical investment issues, focusing particularly on family business, family-owned businesses, independent investors, family-owned businesses. And again, the network is the web-based network is still small. It's only 3,500 members, but these are people that I want to have there. So the aim is not to make this a huge network, but to have it high quality network. So I kind of came to realize, I'm now 78, that perhaps it would be time to let somebody else take over. And for a while I thought maybe that might be my family, my son-in-law. But the more I thought about it, and I spoke with members of the network, the more I realized that they were interested in my views. And if not my views, they were interested in reputable organizations such as IMD, where you have a group of, say, 70 professors who are all, most of them at least, are more or less cutting edge. And so I initially thought that maybe I would sell this network to, say, a bank or somebody like that. But I got quite a lot of resistance from the members when it came to that. They said, we are not here to be members of the network and then you simply turn around and then kind of cash in on us. So I ended up selling it for a much lesser price than I elsewise would. It was emotionally kind of hard to in a sense give it up. I spent quite a lot of time and energy to build this up, and I'm in good health and all of that, but still being 78, I have to realize that things are probably coming to an end within not too long, so to speak.
Very interesting. If we can just talk at network as a broad concept, I mean, it's been a buzzword, I don't know for how many years, right? You need to be good at networking, you need a good network, etc. But given your life experience, etc., can you just paint the picture of how important it is to be mindful of the network you're building, especially if you're an entrepreneur or an academic person or a business person? How important is it to have focus on your network, right?
Well, I think you could look at that from various angles. If you think about it in terms of all type organizations, it's businesses or even business schools, whatever, you could take University of Tromsø, whatever. The problem with those places is that they are full of expensive buildings, and they are the oodles of very expensive professors and assistants and secretaries, what have you. So the costs of running these places are enormous. So if you take, for instance, the Lorange Institute, which I built up and subsequently sold to the Chinese, I was able to provide top quality educational services by asking the professors to come in when I wanted them. And I was able to, should we say, let people learn via the web, like we are working on now, and not necessarily sit in expensive classrooms that were used maybe 3 or 4 times per week, or maybe 3 or 4 hours per day at the best. So I was able to demonstrate to myself that, through networking, as opposed to classical hierarchical stuff, I could dramatically reduce the costs. And of course, that's what I then did once more with building up the Lorange network, which is in a sense a modern version of a business school. But it costs a fraction. But the reason I'm able to do that is through networking, contacts, etc. And that brings me to, should we say, the philosophy of a networker. I think it has a lot to do with listening and mutual respect, as opposed to command and control. So it means that people are willing to work with you because you listen to them and you respect them. I know that you interviewed a good friend of mine, Morten Astrup, and he understands, after I told him that, not good, after we discussed, that it's a matter of respecting and working with the best based on that. But networking is, in a sense, being able to link up with the best, listening to them, treating them with respect, and in that sense, let the network grow. And then you also have the benefits not only of the quality of the stuff being better, but also that the costs are